Good morning. You're listening to Caregiver Crossing, a podcast brought to you by Joy's House. We are so happy that you're here today. Caregiver Crossing is a podcast that was created just for you, the caregiver. And I am Tina McIntosh.
And I'm Terry Stacy. And we're here every week with experts from around the country to provide comfort and lots of resources, and of course, joy to our caregivers. This podcast serves to embrace family caregivers of today and tomorrow. Thank you all so much for being here, Tina. Let's do it.
All right. So today we're talking with Jodi Patsiner, and Jodi is a dear friend of mine. She is with Kindred Hearts Coaching. She's zooming in from Boulder, Colorado, and we're just really excited to have her on the show. So Jodi is a lot of things, one of which is she's been a longtime caregiver for more than 35 years of experiencing partnering with our elders and youth, creating independent communities. I mean, she has been really a caregiver since she was born. And so we're excited to have her here. There's so much that we could be talking about. She's also a certified facilitator of the work by Byron, which is fantastic. She's a practitioner of multidimensional energy work. She's a certified Reiki Master. She's done work on me, so I can attest to her skills with that. She also holds a master's in Gerontology.
Incredible. Yeah, she's really bored now, so she's decided to join us here on Caregiver Crossing.
I sound very old.
Oh, there's more. There's more. Jodi has shared that she's found what it means to truly serve and find great joy in sharing the work with anyone. Her work and passions have been working with caregivers, LGBTQ and youth, 12-step program participants, and those moving through grief. And Jodi, we're just so happy you're here. We're going to let you talk now because let's start. Welcome, by the way. Yay. Nice round of applause because
yes,
she's waited for a minute. Her bio was long, but we're glad you're here. And you specialize in grief support and caregiver support and addiction recovery. Tell us about your work, which is the work.
Yes, right. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy. Yes. So, do you know, I want to point this out. I have 37 years, just celebrated 37 years of sobriety. And
yes.
Yeah, right. I'm just like, through the grace of my God, who I call love, and the community that has wrapped around me all these years, cannot do anything alone. And that's what I love today too. Okay. So let's start right there. I believe that I popped out a caregiver. I had the gift of being born into a family with a beautiful, beloved sister who was my guru, who had brain health issues all of her life, who passed 4 years ago now, I think it was. And she was my guru on many, many levels. And so what I want to say here about that, I spent a lot of my life not wanting to feel anything that I was feeling. I was confused. I wanted to help and I couldn't help. I didn't know how to help. Do you know, I'm a kid. I don't know how to help. So take that kid, package her inside this beautiful vessel that we get to walk in and grow up, right? And that little one's still in there, right? All those thoughts. I can't do it. I should be doing better. There's something wrong with me. I wish I could do this. Why aren't they loving me? Whatever thought comes to mind, do you know, that we have as beautiful beings wanting to help our family, our friends, whoever it is, right? And so what the work has done for me is that it has given me a tool where I can listen to that beloved little one who had all these confusing thoughts, right? All these experiences are happening. And I'm going, what did I do wrong? I should have known better. She shouldn't hurt me like that. She shouldn't scream at me like that. Right? And I've gotten to take every one of those. How do you like that statement? I've gotten to. I love that. That little one's alive and well. I've been able to take each one of those thoughts to what we call inquiry. So I get that situation in time where she's yelling at me, right? And I'm wanting to help take care of her because I love her. That's all I ever wanted to do was love her, right? And I take it to inquiry. Is it true? Can I absolutely know if it's true? This thought, how do I react when I'm believing the thought? And who would I be without the thought? So it would be any thought, right? Yes. And so that's what I do is I inquire about it and I come home to myself and I come back to my heart and I realize what really was the truth in that moment in time when I was believing that I couldn't help her.
Well, and I think, Jodi, you've done the work with me over the years in different situations. And when I think about people who are listening, who are caregivers, it sounds complex, I think, to someone who's never been through it, but it really is about digging a little deep and then changing your own perspective and treating the other person the way you want them to behave. And so I remember you taking me through, the worksheets of questions and really helping me to be a better version of myself and to show up with the people around me. And it's one thing when the person is with us and living. One of the things that we work with caregivers a lot at Joy's house is what happens when their loved one is gone, because then you don't have that interaction. And I know you do that grief therapy, but is there just even one, I know we don't have a lot of time together.
Yes.
Is there even one thing that rises to the surface you could share to help somebody when their loved one has passed?
Absolutely. I'm going to use my sister as another example. So after she passed, all of a sudden, this little one was pissed. She was so mad that she shut herself down and shut herself up and took blame for everything, right? It's not the truth. She took blame for everything, but I'm going to use this as an example, right? And what I ended up doing was still taking those thoughts to inquiry. I had such regret that I didn't take her where I wanted to. I didn't play with my sis. I wanted desperately to play with my sis. So I took all my regrets, did inquiry with them. And then the other thing that I did from the inquiry is I took myself to 9 rounds boxing because I realized energetically, this little one still had a lot of confusion in her. And so she walked her talk. I got to take myself to the gym and beat the what I want to say, out of the boxing bag. So in that, it's body, speech, and mind. I got to look what was happening with my thoughts. I got to take care of my body and really let go of all the energy and tightness and illness that was being created, my lower back hurting, my upper shoulders hurting. I got to release those energies through taking care of myself. And then I also got to let others help me in that. I got to connect with community. I joined, besides having the work, I also joined a grief support group, which is so important to do, right? And then I realized it was all love. All I ever wanted to do was love her. I have those moments that I get to do do-overs today with people. Instead of my sister, I get to take other people to the movies. I get to go play with other people. So that's how I do it.
How do you get to that point when you'll let others in? And I know we don't have, again, a lot of time, maybe a couple minutes here, but how do you get to that point? What do you say to yourself?
That's such a great question. When I realize that there is no other, that I am not separate from the person who is standing in front of me, when I can see myself in the other. And how is it that I let you, I'll let you ask me a million things and I'll drop what I'm doing and I'll come and take care of you and do that, but I won't let that happen to me? That is so disrespectful today. I really believe that our youth are suffering because they're not being useful in their heart, that they want to be useful in their heart. I remember when I lived in Africa, Kevin would say to me, let the kids do the dishes. That's what they get to do. That's their part. So they feel like they're part of the community. So how do we let the others in? By noticing that there is, the best way to put it, there is no other, that how can I see myself in that person standing in front of me? How are they my teacher always? How are they love standing in front of me? Even when they're upset, can I hear past that and have that compassion, just like when I get upset?
Well, and giving them the gift of that, right? I mean,
the gift of
we talk about that so many times, that the way people want to show you love is by showing up, by doing for you, by bringing you food. I mean, so as a caregiver, it's important to let people love you to their fullest, and also to recognize that not everybody can show up the way you want them to, which is a whole other, conversation. But Jodi, in closing, how do people get a hold of you?
and you know what, I need to say this really fast before we go into the closing part about that, is that that's about the work too. How can we meet reality as it is? Right there. Here's reality. Here's reality. Continue to meet reality instead of wanting it to be different than it is. It's such a loving, beautiful experience. Yes. So then how can somebody get a hold of me? And thanks for letting me dive in and do that. You can reach me at Kindred Heart Coaching. And what I want to do right here too is you heard the podcast, email me. Okay. And I'll give you half off on the first session that we have together. Gladly. Absolutely. I would love to offer that. And don't ever let money get in the way. Please. If you can't even afford half of that, then just make a donation. If you can't do that, your presence is all that's needed. That's the present, is your presence. So Kindred Heart, and my number is 317-517-8500.
Yeah, anybody who gets to work with you is blessed for that time. And I know you feel the same way, vice versa. So just really happy, Jodi, to spend the time with you, to be able to share your gift with others. And I hope people will take that step and reach out to you, because I can tell you from personal experience, Jodi will make a positive impact on your life. So we're going to let you go for now, but we will definitely circle back with you. And love to you, my friend. Those of you listening, so glad you're here. And we will see you next week on Caregiver Crossing.
Thank you. Thank you, beloveds.